Hey guys, so I picked up the Apple AirPods Pro 3 and these have actually got a big microphone upgrade. So today I want to compare them against some professional wireless microphones like the Rode Wireless Pro I've got here to see how they stack up. Can you use these for vlogging or should you stick with professional microphones? Also going to be comparing them to the Wireless Pro 2s which I've got here. I'm going to be testing the microphones in loud environments like cafes and gyms and even in my studio here and just see how they perform. So let's go. So I'm Jay, I'm a videographer. I've been doing this full time for over 3 years and I also do YouTube, as you can tell. I do vlogging, traveling, all that. I'm always looking for ways to vlog more efficiently because I'm always in a rush, I'm always behind schedule. I haven't got time to set up a camera, set up microphones, all that kind of stuff always. So usually I just pull out my phone, I quickly record myself. But now the AirPods Pro 3 have got a big microphone upgrade. If I just wear these with transparency mode on, so I can hear everything that's happening around me, I can just pull out the phone and start recording. And if I can get crisp audio without having to worry about getting microphones and things like that and setting them up, it would actually be pretty beneficial for that kind of stuff. So let's find out how good they actually are. Now, just quickly, I have had a lot of issues with the Pro 3s. I'm gonna do a full video breakdown on it, but this is my third set in a week. So the left earbud has been having this ringing, whooshing sound, which is pretty distracting. So I've returned 2 pairs so far. They've all done it. This is my third set. It's slightly doing it. It's not as bad, but it is still doing it. So I'm gonna do a full video breakdown on this issue because I've been having some discussions on Reddit and a lot of people have been going through the same thing. So if you have experienced the same kind of issues with the AirPods Pro 3, let me know in the comments. So overall, my experience with the Pro 3s has been good besides the issue I've been having. But other than that, just going off the performance, I'm definitely noticing more bass and it's not overwhelming either. I've seen some reviews on YouTube, people not liking the sound. Personally, I do like it. I think it sounds a lot better. I've done some thorough testing on both of these, listening to the same songs, and I prefer the sound on the 3s. I think the audio sounds fuller, the bass sounds a bit fuller. It's not overwhelming. I think it sounds better. That's my personal opinion. After listening to the song on the Pro 3s, going back to the 2s, it sounds like the 2s are missing something. They're missing a bit of that punch. So personally, I like the 3s better. I haven't noticed any issues with it sounding like muddy or muffled or anything. I think these sound very clear, good clarity still, and good bass. So through my testing, it feels like the overall volume of everything has just been lifted a bit. It's like it's opened up. It feels more full on here, if that makes sense. It's not by a massive amount, so that's not a huge difference. If you've already got the Pro 2s, you're not gonna notice that much of a difference between the Pro 3s. If you have them side by side listening to them, you are gonna notice a small difference. And I prefer the Pro 3s, but honestly, it's not really that big. So most people aren't gonna notice, especially if you're listening in loud environments like gyms and things like that, you're not really gonna notice. But it is nice to have a bit better bass. Noise cancelling is improved, not by that much, but I had a fan going right next to me and put both of these in, can definitely notice a improvement. The fan is a lot quieter with the Pro 3s than the 2s. Again, not a massive difference, but it is noticeable. So if you're constantly in loud environments, you probably will see a little bit of an upgrade with the Pro 3s. Now, before we get into the audio comparison, just quickly going over the design. Very similar, the Pro 3s are bigger than the Pro 2s. Very slightly, the case is bigger. The earbuds are very similar, but the Pro 3s, they stick into your ear a bit more, which personally, I like it way better. I've worn them for a bit and I haven't noticed it to be uncomfortable. It feels a little bit different at first, but they stay in your ears way better. So if you're very active and you're doing things, they're gonna stay in your ear a lot better than the Pro 2s. But again, it's personal preference. Some people don't like it as much, some people do. Everyone's ears are different. If you do have the problem with the Pro 2s falling out of your ears, the Pro 3s are heaps better and they're still comfortable. For me anyway. I just wanted to quickly go over the differences between the Pro 2s and the Pro 3s so you have an understanding of the improvements. Let's get into the main point of this video, which is the microphone comparison. So what I'm gonna be doing is recording a voice memo on my phone. So I'm putting in the Pro 3s right now. Now to make sure you're using these microphones, you need to swipe down from the control center and click the top here, select input and pick your AirPods. You do need to manually select the input to make sure that they're actually coming from here and not your phone. Okay, so we are recording. So the audio you're hearing right now is coming directly from the AirPods Pro 3. So how do they sound? How does the microphone sound? Obviously, I'm comparing it to a high-end shotgun microphone. I've got the NTG5 right here, which sounds very good. So it's not a super fair comparison right now, but I will be comparing it to something closer like the wireless mics. I'll also keep on screen what audio is coming from where, so you can keep track and know where the audio is coming from. Okay, so now we're gonna get a Wireless Pro microphone out. Okay, so we're on the AirPods Pro 3 right now, and now we're gonna switch over to the Rode Wireless Pro. So this is the Rode Wireless Pro. This is a professional wireless microphone. Not a super high-end one, but this is a consumer professional microphone. So this is what you'll see around the DJI ones, the Rode Wireless Pro. They all sound very similar. They're all very high quality. So how do they sound compared to the AirPods? We're switching back to the AirPods Pro now. How's it sound? The AirPods Pro 3 in a controlled setting. How do they sound? Now we're switching back to the Wireless Pro microphone. Wireless Pro microphone, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Now we're back to the AirPods Pro 3. How's it sounding? AirPods Pro 3. Now we're gonna switch back to the NTG microphone. NTG5, how's it sounding? NTG5. Now we're back to the AirPods Pro 3, switching back to the AirPods Pro 3, and back to the Rode wireless microphone. How do you think they sound compared to the wireless microphone? Are they good enough to vlog with, or should you stick with the wireless microphone? So the audio you're hearing right now is straight from the AirPods. There's no EQ or anything. I've just made sure that the levels are equal. And now the audio you're hearing from the AirPods Pro 3 has some EQ added. We're gonna switch between the Wireless Pro microphone and the AirPods with some audio effects added. Just basic EQ and compression. Testing the AirPods Pro 3, testing the AirPods Pro 3. Now we're testing the Rode Wireless Pro microphone. Rode Wireless Pro microphone. Now we're back to the AirPods Pro 3, testing the AirPods Pro 3. Now we're back to the Rode Wireless microphone. How do they sound? Do they sound similar? Is there a big difference? Now we're gonna go out into a less controlled setting and test it out. Let's go. Hey guys, so just in Starbucks at the moment. It's pretty loud in here. It's packed with people, so it'll be a good test. We're recording a voice memo app right now, so you're hearing the audio straight from the AirPods Pro 3. We're in the standard voice isolation right now. So as you can see, it's on standard. How's it sounding? Testing 1, 2, 3. How's it sounding in this loud environment in Starbucks? Now I'm gonna switch over to the voice isolation. 3, 2, 1, switching over to the voice isolation. How does the voice isolation sound? How's it sound in the voice isolation? Does it sound any better? Can you hear my voice any better? Is it glitchy? Testing the voice isolation in a loud environment like Starbucks. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing the voice isolation in a loud environment. Now I'm gonna go back to standard. We're on standard now. Testing standard, testing 1, 2, 3, testing out standard. How's the standard going? I'm gonna grab out a Wireless Pro mic. Testing the Wireless Pro microphone, testing 1, 2, 3. Now we're testing the AirPods Pro 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing the AirPods Pro 3. Now we're testing the camera audio. It sounds horrible. Now we're going back to the AirPods Pro 3. Now we're going to the Wireless Pro microphone. How's the Wireless Pro microphone sounding? Now I'm just gonna go back to voice isolation. Testing voice isolation on the AirPods Pro 3. Testing voice isolation. How's it sounding? All right, so now we're going to put on the AirPods Pro 2 and see how the audio sounds. And we are recording. So now you're hearing the audio directly from the AirPods Pro 2. Testing the AirPods Pro 2. How does it sound, the AirPods Pro 2? How does it sound compared to the AirPods Pro 3? Let me know in the comments what you think. How does it sound? Is it a big upgrade? Is it worth upgrading just for the microphones? Let me know. Now we're back to the AirPods Pro 3. How's it sounding? AirPods Pro 3, AirPods Pro 2, testing 1, 2, 3, AirPods Pro 2, testing 1, 2, 3. How do the AirPods Pro 2 sound? Testing the AirPods Pro 2. And just quickly, I'm going to record without earbuds, just on the phone directly so you can hear that. This is directly from the iPhone microphones. How does the iPhone sound compared to the AirPods? Testing the iPhone 16 Pro Max, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so final thoughts on the AirPods Pro 3. Now, the results did surprise me a little bit. Some situations they were horrible, some situations they actually performed not too bad. The voice isolation isn't the best. Sometimes it cut my voice out, sometimes it was a bit glitchy. Sometimes when recording in the video app with the AirPods selected as the input, it went out of sync with my voice for some reason. Like my mouth went out of sync with the audio. That only happens sometimes. I'm not sure what caused that. But the question is, can the AirPods Pro 3 replace my wireless pro microphones as like a vlogging solution or something like that? No, they can't. The sound quality from the wireless pros are just so much better. The AirPods are decent, don't get me wrong, for a quick video, they're not amazing, but they're good. In a quiet situation, they perform pretty well. As soon as you get a bit louder, as soon as you get outdoors, you do see more of a difference, especially with the noise isolation, which isn't the best. It cuts out your voice a bit. These aren't primarily made for vlogging and things like that, but Apple did include the feature. You can use them as an input for your videos. From what I've experienced, I don't know if it's only my setup, but there was a lot of glitches. There was a lot of bugs happening. So, like as I said, sometimes the audio didn't match up with my mouth properly. Sometimes the voice isolation was actually glitching. So yes, they're good. I wouldn't rely on them. I'm sticking with the wireless pros for now. Maybe the AirPods Pro 4 or 5 will get an even better upgrade, which could actually match these. We'll have to wait and see. And one thing that really surprised me was I couldn't really notice much of a difference between the Pro 2s and the Pro 3s. Is that just me? Or did you guys not really hear much of a difference? I had to scroll through the video and double check that I actually was using the Pro 2s, because at one point they sounded exactly the same. With everyone bragging about how much better the Pro 3s are, I was expecting more of a difference. I was expecting to be like wowed, like whoa, these are amazing. I didn't get that. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I need to go back and rewatch it again. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. Are the Pro 3s a lot better than the Pro 2s? Obviously there's been an upgrade. Is it really that big? Now, if you're going out to buy these just based on the microphone, if you think they're a great vlogging solution to replace an expensive pair of wireless microphones, like do you need to pay $500 to get a pair of wireless microphones, or can you just use your AirPods? I don't really think it's worth going out to buy these just for the microphones, but I'll leave that up to you. You can judge off the comparisons and decide for yourself. But I've been testing these out at the gym, and the bass and noise isolation is really nice. One thing I like is when you got loud gym music and everything, the voice isolation works better, which means you don't need your music as loud. So I can turn it down 1 to 2 clicks on this compared to the Pro 2s, I've noticed. So it will save your ears in the long run. That's one bonus of the noise isolation on these. So overall, I do really like the improvements of the Pro 3s. I think it is a decent upgrade with the noise isolation and the bass just sounding more full. It's definitely a noticeable upgrade. It's not massive again, but it is noticeable. One thing I noticed is when I added some EQ to the Pro 3s, I boosted the high frequencies a bit, and I did notice it doesn't sound great when you boost the high frequencies. So with the wireless Pro microphones, if you boost the high frequencies, they sound really good. With the AirPods, it brings in a lot of artifacts and noises that you don't want. A lot of like tingy sounds. It's not great. As soon as you start messing with the EQ, it kind of falls apart a bit. Now that makes sense because the audio I'm using on here is 32-bit because I'm recording internally. So of course, you're gonna get a lot more flexibility with this. But what I was trying to figure out is, can I just chuck these in and vlog with them? Can I just vlog on my iPhone and get crisp sound? And yes, you can, but they're not amazing. But I will be using them when I'm traveling and I haven't got time to get the wireless mics out, or I just can't be bothered. Maybe I want to set the iPhone up somewhere and I want to back off from the camera a bit. These are perfect. Quick audio that's decent. They work pretty well. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what you think of the audio from these. Would you use these as a vlogging setup, or would you stick with the wireless? Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support so far on my channel. Trying to grow it, so I appreciate it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.